The spirit of Christmas, we want to talk about the gift. That's who we are and who we have got an opportunity to be able to be a part of. Our gift, of course, is Jesus Christ. Him coming into the world, him also from there, how he saved us and how he's made a way and planned this whole way for us. To not just, he given us so many gifts along the way. So not just himself, not that he just offered himself, but he also given us so many people and so many resources that we could be able to help other people. And that's just, to me, that's the wonderful thing. And that's what I'm going to think about for us for Christmas. And that's what I think is something that we all should think about. And not only just him being the gift, but we are the gift to the world. We are actually, and I want to show you that if we turn to Romans 12, Romans chapter 12, Paul is talking to the Roman Christians as well as the Gentile Christians, and he's showing them in ways trying to be able to work together because there's been issues between them back and forth. Can you imagine? The Jewish Christians coming off of all of their steep traditions and what they feel like it will make somebody be able to experience salvation. And then the Gentiles are coming from what they had so many different types of traditions. They're bringing in their own little set of things. So everybody's trying to learn how to work together. So in all of this, that's what Paul was really trying to tell them the whole thing. That's what he was using the whole letter to Romans. And we're going to pick it up in the 12th chapter, but he was talking about from there on, just very much giving out the plan of salvation and how he is for all of us and how we all fit into that way that God had his whole magnificent plan. And that he has a way of, he's going to redeem the Jewish people, and he's going to do all of that. And we're right now at this point, this is our opportunity to take advantage and be able to see and show and be able to tell others about Jesus. And so if you look at Romans 12, like you said, I love how it starts out therefore, because it was talking about all those 11 chapters that he talked about before this, everything to get to down to this part. But we're going to pick it up in the 5th verse. So from 5 to 8, we're going to look at it that way. And he says, so we, though many, are one body in Christ and individually members of one another. Having gifts that differ according to the grace given to us, let us use them. If prophecy, in proportion to our faith. If service, in our serving. The one who teaches, in his teaching. The one who exhorts, in his exhortation. The one who contributes, in generosity. The one who leads, with zeal. The one who does acts of mercy, with cheerfulness. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. I love how he went to the cheerfulness. I kept on going to the 12th verse because it's so good. But when he's telling us, he's showing he's made us the gift. So we are not only just little Christmas gift walking around every day. We are Valentine's Day gifts. We're Mother's Day gifts. We're Thanksgiving gifts. We're gifts all year long for the glory of God. And that's so wonderful because he's given us so much. And so much that he's given all these things that he's given us. We all have different gifts that we have, and it's all for the benefit and the glory of God. It's not just for you. And that's one thing we got to make sure that we realize that far as for all these things he's given us, I know we like to use these things like as measurements to see where we are in the faith. But he's given us everything what we need to have. And so when we became believers, Christ gave us not only the ability to receive, but he gave us the ability to give. And so it's more than one-sided. I always say, and this is my own saying, so it sounds crazy, but it's mine. But we are a 360-degree, all around, real time, talking and walking child of God. We're on call every second, even when we're asleep, when we're not asleep, even through our prayers, even when we feel like that we can't get a prayer through. we are still on call, and we're always available through him, for him to use us, for him to, during this time when people are going through so many things. I never talked to so many people who are going through so many things with family, so many problems, and so many things that, that I thought that maybe, just a few families had that issue of something that might have happened right around Thanksgiving. But no, there's things happen all year long that's now come to a head that is still dividing families and dividing loved ones and friends and friendships and relationships, along with people who have lost people. People, we lost so many people, and we lost so many of our friends, of our church people, or people that we know in the community, whether it's celebrities or whether it's people that are local that we lost, that we just, the experience of loss always ends up going and wrapping itself around these holidays. And so we're here. He put us right in the game. You're not on the sideline. This is not like football, like you're sitting on the sideline waiting for somebody to get hurt. No, he put you in the game. So what Paul is telling us, that we're all in the game. So you got to keep your head up so you don't get hit with the ball, because we're all in it. The play has been done. The play has been going on. And so when you look at it, he has given us three things. I like to put that into a measurement, so that, because there's so many things he's given us, but he's given us time, talent, and treasure. He has blessed us with so much time, so much talent, and so much treasure that I don't think we even understand. And when we just look at time, we always seem like, there's never enough time. We feel like there's no way we could be blessed with more time, because we feel like that every second is filled up with one thing and another. But really, we have been actually blessed with time. And if you look at Ephesians, if you go to Ephesians chapter 5, still Paul, he's talking to the church of Ephesus there. And it's Ephesians chapter 5, verses 8 through 10. And then we'll jump to 15 and 16. But he talks about that because he wants us to see that and he starts out with verse 8, for at one time you were in darkness. He said, but now you are the light of the world. Walk as children of the light, for the fruit of light is found in you. It's found in all that is good and right and true. And try to discern what is pleasing to the Lord. Look carefully. If you jump to the 15th verse, I like how he said, look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time, because the days are evil. And we see that we're being bombarded with so many things, from our television to things that if you go to the grocery store, it's like we're just being bombarded with evil, all different kind of ways. And so we definitely have to make use of the time that we have. He's given us plenty of time. It's what we do with that time. And so God has given us time, and he's also given us talent. Some of us know that we have skills that God has given us that we know that we didn't know how we got them. And there's other things that we were able to acquire, and look what God's been able to do and bless us with it. Thank you, Jesus, for that. Those are things that we can use. Never discount any talent that he's giving you. It doesn't matter if you don't know what to do with it. Don't discount it, because it is something that God has given you, and it's definitely for a reason. He doesn't waste it. There is nothing wasted with God. So I love how it says that in Matthew. We're going to jump to Matthew 25. The talents. Matthew is one that I'm currently doing a study on him, because I just like Matthew. I like what he had to go through and still be on this side, and choose to walk with Jesus. He has so much that was going against him, and you to be a tax collector in the time when the Israelites hate you and the Romans are disgusted by you, but you're collecting money for them, so they'll tolerate you. he really had nobody. He only had a few people, his other fellow tax collectors and other people that even gave him the time of day, and they probably wasn't the best of characters. It was probably people he made deals for to keep the Romans from getting on him. But I like what he said in Matthew chapter 25. And we go to, this is when he's recording Jesus talk about the talents. And so now the whole thing is from 14 to 30. We won't go through that. But it's all about but you know about the one he gave 5, the one he gave 2, he gave somebody 2, gave somebody more talents, and he gave one that he gave that one. That's the one we're going to be concerned with, that one he gave 1 talent. And all the rest of them brought back something. They done something with the talents that they had. But if you go down to the 24th verse, and I like what this was the excuse that the man with the 1 talent, he told the master. He said that, and Jesus, he's telling this parable. So it's like a parable. He's telling it, and the people are listening to him. He said he who also had received 1 talent came forward saying, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and I hid your talent in the ground. Took that 1 talent that he had, and when really his was the most manageable. He could have easily done, because all he had was that 1 talent. So all he needed to do was to find some kind of way to put it to use. And so you see where the master, he said, here it is. He said, here's yours now. He said, the master answered him, you wicked and slothful servant. He said, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gathered where I scattered no seed. Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers and come in, at least give me some kind of interest. It's pretty much what he's saying. We could at least add that, if nothing else, by the time I come back. So he took the 1 talent that he had, he took that from him and gave it to the man that had 10 talents. We don't want the things that don't discount anything that he's giving you. Give the opportunity to be able to use that talent where and how you need to. He's going to show you how, but you have to start moving, putting 1 step in front of the other and seeing where it goes. Talk with other people. See what, especially we got a community here, which I think our community is wonderful for listening to each other. I think we're a wonderful place to be able to bounce off ideas and things like that. Use that 1 talent. Don't let it just go to waste. Everything that he's giving you, if you do it for Christ, it will last. He said that. So it won't fail. So even though if it may look like it may not get the results that you're looking at, it won't fail, because that's what Jesus said. It will achieve the results that he's looking for, that is what it's supposed to do. So it won't fail. We just got to get our idea, understanding that what we're doing for Christ, and not so much doing for us, but what we're doing for Christ. And we will see that more and more that we're such a Christmas gift. We are the actual thing that what the season needs. We are the one that we're right in the exact time right now. What's happening? We're about to go into a new year, and God bless us to see the new year be right there in 2023. We're going to have our hands full. We're going to need to be able to continue to be that gift, to be that the ones that's supposed to be helping and being able to be able to be a treasure to someone and be something that we never even thought. And that brings us right there to treasure. So with time, talent, and treasure, we already know what our time he's given us enough time. It's nothing wrong with asking for more time, but understand what the time he is giving you, use that wisely. Like Paul said, he's given us a talent. He's blessed us with so many talents, so many things. And with treasure, he's blessed us with even the jobs that we have, even the money that we have, or even, I'll go even further. Do you know that you have a spiritual treasure right now that you have that is so important? And you'll find it in Galatians. And we'll go to Galatians and we'll stop there. But in Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 and 23. You know, Paul is talking to the Galatians. He's concerned about them because he don't want them to be bewitched by the Judaizers who's trying to tell them all this stuff, what they need to do in order to be saved. And so they're trying to get them to go the scenic route around the salvation. That's not what he wanted to do. Paul has already told them what they need to do. He has already said what they need to do. So he's coming back trying to reinforce that. And so he tells them about the fruit of the Spirit. And so this is your spiritual treasure. Right now, you have the spiritual treasure. That is wonderful because he's given us God has given us something that you did not earn and that you cannot practice. He has given us, I love that. He said, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things, there's no law. He said, that fruit is not for you. That fruit is a result that comes through from you coming through and understanding your faith, and you're putting your faith and trust in Jesus. This is what happens when you are connected. When you are, that's what's going to come from you. So as much as you may want to practice self-control, that's only going to get you so far. What's going to get to you is the fact that we focus on Jesus. I love how Terry says it all the time. You put your focus on Jesus, and then that's when your fruit is going to grow. You will see self-control will be your result. Gentleness will be your result. All these things will be, it's a fruit. It's like, go back, let's go to, if you right quick, we just end at John 15. Just to solidify that, because it's so hard to believe, because we want to practice things, and there's nothing wrong with practicing your righteousness. There's nothing wrong with doing this, but understanding that your focus is Jesus, and allow him to grow you into it. In chapter 15 of John, the 5th verse, that 5th verse is tells you right there, that right there solidifies Galatians chapter 5. He says, I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, it is that bears much fruit. From apart from me, you can do nothing. That's it right there. We're connected to the vine. That's where we get our nutrients. That's where we get our source from. You never see a fruit tree, you never see an orange tree try to grab an orange off the tree and eat it for its nutrients. That's not what it does. Its nutrients comes through the root. His nutrients, the nutrients for the tree is not what's actually what you see on the fruit. The fruit is for us. The fruit is for other people. So that's what your gift is. That is your Christmas gift to the world every single day. Is that they get to nurture off of that. Can you imagine a person that has a heart of stone being submerged in a community like ours, where they're getting love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control? You can't tell me that won't change. You can't tell me that person won't change. That person will change. That person has to change. That is a result. Our fruit is not for you. It is a result of being a child of God. It's not virtues we practice. It is our response. So let's focus on Jesus. And that's where our heart will bend towards yielding the fruit of the Spirit. And that's what we have as a gift to the world. So when you feel like you're not doing nothing or feel like you're not doing enough, keep walking around. There's going to be, they're going to be people that need to be nurtured. And they're going to be able to get that from you. There's an orange tree in the middle of Florida somewhere, in an orchard somewhere, never understand, will never know the impact of the people who had so many oranges from them. They'll never know how much they have blessed our lives all over this world. But that orange, what does it keep doing? It keeps producing, it keeps moving, it keeps doing. Like, don't be like what Jesus said. I was hungry, went by the fig tree that had nothing on it. So you're not doing what you was made to do. this is what we're made to do. We're a fruit tree and we're to bring forth the fruit. So that is our joy. Let's bring the fruit of the Spirit as our gift to the people. Let's say that'll be an everlasting thing that we can have and that we can share with other people. And so that's what I wanted to share tonight.